Hey folks, welcome back to Let's Play Final Fantasy IX. I'm Serious JG. So, there's a clearance sale on suits and separates starting at $49.99 at Men's Warehouse. Up to 70% off, although I believe that $49.99 is probably after the 79% off. So, let's not get too excited here. The other thing is, I did go back and watch I kind of skipped through the episode where Thunder God Sid, whatever the King Sid, this game Sid, the King of Lindblum. With that whole dialogue that kind of set the game in motion after Lindblum fell to Alexandria, and basically they kind of just talk themselves into thinking that Kuja is the threat and not Braun, because he's a weapons dealer providing powerful magical weapons that they've never seen the likes of before. And that eyewitnesses in Treno saw him riding a silver dragon traveling from the north, which means they believe that he comes from the outer continent, which is the name of the continent we're on now. And so that basically, without knowing about the Ifa tree specifically, I guess we find out about that later. We came here looking for Kuja to figure out where Kuja comes from. So that's why we're here. And I guess at some point when we went to the Ifa tree, it was like, well, because there was talk about, like, all right, now that we've stopped the mist from coming out of the Aoife tree, let's see if Kuja shows up to do anything about it, and if so, we'll get him. Like, our objective right now is to get Kuja. So that's what's going on. Okay. And, like, yeah, like some dialogue somewhere along the way after we got to the Outer Continent, the Aoife tree probably came up. But we're just kind of, like, as far as, like, going to the ruins at Fossil Rue and traveling to the Outer Continent, it's just, like, well, we think maybe Kuja's from there, so let's go there and see if we can find out what's going on. Like, that's kind of it. Lady Aiko. Now, don't forget that you'll always have a home in Madin Sorry. Don't let a memory become a burden. You must always be lighthearted and free. Thoughts of the Eidolon wall will always lift your heart. And come back into my chest. these Moogles are like the tape cassette robots, and she is like Soundwave, the Decepticon that transforms to a tape deck. What now? You want some more, eh? That's some more, eh? I say, the victor lives, and the defeated die. You know the rules. It would not be very southern gentlemanly of me to continue to act as though a war in which we participated and lost, that somehow we would rise again after that. That wouldn't be very southern of me at all. Your actions yesterday were incomprehensible to me, sir. I mean, how could you eat instant grits? Tell me, why didn't you kill me? I see. Well, that's a tough question. Looks like Dagger and Aiko are ready to fight, and Vivi is just, as ever, worried his hat's going to blow away. Are you really that unhappy that I let you live? I'd rather die as a warrior than live as a beggar. And be real careful. Well, never mind. I'm not even going to go there. It's like a redheaded man and that accent. I just have to be careful with things that he has to say. Living as a beggar. And come with me. Said Ben? What?
It's almost like you notice that he's part of the logo. Or that he appears as one of the people like us in the, one name, one word, emotion description, the title sequence things. Where that Baroque music's playing.
What are you after, sir? Follow me and maybe you'll understand. I'm offering you a chance to get a liberal arts education at a northern college. Besides, you're pretty good at a fight. We could use someone like you. We're hunting a man down. His only constant is unpredictability. Huh? You say something? No, I literally just had an inner thought. I guess maybe parentheses indicate that I'm mumbling. Very well. Gentlemen, you've all done very well. I'll find out what makes you so strong. Yeah, Foghorn Leghorn basically to me is a southern accent, except that I keep interjecting phrases like I say, I say, I say. It might be more fun to just make this guy talk like Arcturus Mexican. What's your name? Call me what you will. That's not what I asked you. Lanny called you Red, right? Alright, now I never do this. But because we're going to load, I want to do something. I want to take advantage of a little moment. We're going to name him Asshole. Some call me the Flaming Asshole. When we load the game, he will be Amaranth. But knowing that he was going to say, some call me the Flaming Amaranth, I had to change his name to Asshole. Fine, we'll call you Asshole. The more the merrier. Let's decide our marching order. So, you could just leave him out. You don't have to bring him into the party at all. And that's a joke. Like, the video I watched that had the plot synopsis of the game, like, made a running gag of, like, you know, Amaranth. You're late enough in the game when Amaranth shows up, they just didn't bother to ever use him, ever. Alright, we'll do fine. Just follow me. Next stop, the Ifa tree. Oh, wait, should I know anything about what's happening right now in the story? Or do I know, like, should anyone explain your objectives to me or anything like that? Alright, so in fact, we're not going to call him, not only are we not going to call him Asshole, we're also not going to leave him out of the party. Because the reason that I did some off-screening was because, the main reason I did some off-screening is because I knew we were just about to get Amaranth in our party. And for that reason, I went ahead and... So our levels have gone up a bit. It's unfortunate. I couldn't backtrack very far. I could only backtrack to the area immediately outside of Falsaru, because once we've gone through Falsaru, we have no way to get back to the Mist Continent. So I fought the lowest experience enemies that were available, and got Amaranth to where he knows all the abilities, because he starts with nothing, or almost nothing. So now, he's got abilities. You'll see, though, in part, I guess, because we were leveling up people, and to the extent possible having, even if it's just like leather wrist, bandana, etc., he's got the lowest core stats of anyone. His strength is lower, or speed is higher than Vivi's, but lower than everyone else's. His strength is lower than Zidane. Like, his speed is lower than Zidane. His strength is lower than Zidane. His magic is lower than anyone else's. But the one that's noticeable is his spirit. His spirit is garbage. And I think that's because lots of things that we've equipped, the leather wrist, and most of the halfway decent accessories, give you a little bit of a spirit boost every time you level up. But he essentially started at a higher level than anybody, like 20-something. I think I leveled up probably... God, I may have leveled up close to 10 times. Let's say somewhere between 5 and 10 times grinding for his ability points. So everyone else who's been grinding up from level 1 or so with... Aiko's got weird stats because of the off-screen Aiko stat bug, where she gains stat gains from that pirate guy. But everyone else, like, yeah, we've had Zidane and Vivi from around level 1-ish. So they end up with Spirit in the 30s, and his is way behind. So I think he'll always be a little, like, he's supposed to be a good attacker. But we've kind of got that in this. This is a weird game as far as, like, having characters with distinct things they do. Because Steiner is supposed to be our brute force attacker, but then we've also got Zidane, and we've also got the Dragoon lady, whose name I keep forgetting. And now we've also got Amaranth. So I want to say Kina is a weird blue mage character. Her attack values are not based on strength. She's kind of an oddball. And then we've got 2 white mages and a black mage. So we've got 4 physical combat characters, and Amaranth may be the weakest of them. He's odd. His flare command is actually kind of useful. He's the only person who has an ability. It costs him a few mana to use, but he has an ability that restores HP and mana on a single target, and he can target himself. So he essentially, as long as he has turns, as long as you're not like, as long as you actually have some turns to spare before you die, he makes it so that you've got infinite mana. But Flare doesn't restore enough MP, like unless you just have him constantly using chakra on everybody. I don't know. Anyway. I didn't bother to read up on, so we're going to go to the Aoife tree. I left Dagger out based on the facts recommendation, but I don't think it really matters. It says here, be sure to give everyone Insomniac. Yeah, I kind of like knew, oh, there's probably some particular status that's extra useful to have, but we'll get Insomniac going. Right now, I like to have ability up just by default so that I never have to remember to add it, but let's go ahead and get rid of ability up, because right now no one's learning any stats or any skills. So we'll get Insomniac. Can you even have Insomniac? You can. We'll give it to you instead of Loudmouth. I don't know what to do with these 2 points that are left. Nobody really... Oh, you still have ability up, even with, whatever. I don't care about Bug Killer right now. We had alert on him just because I was annoyed with back attacks, but we'll have you get Insomniac just to make some of these little fights ahead a little bit easier. One interesting thing, and we won't be able to see the effect of it for a while. So, I was running around in the woods grinding for AP because we were getting the highest rate of AP per experience points possible. I wanted to avoid leveling up, or level up as little as possible while getting lots of ability points still in everyone's skills. So we were fighting in the woods because A, that allowed us, and it only happened like twice, but we encountered Ragtime Mouse, that weird quiz game that you've seen before, which just gives you money, but I want to try to get those because I want to see what the final reward for getting all the Ragtime Mouse encounters is. But it also meant we were fighting really 2 enemies. There's the Zaghole, that thing that we fought at the Festival of the Hunt. And then we were fighting this bird enemy. If I went outside of the forest, we were fighting enemies that gave you more experience for the same amount of AP. But the bird enemy had a 100% drop rate of Paradots. So I ended up with 99 Paradots, and there's some math I don't understand here, where the number of jewels you have in your inventory affects certain summons. So we now should have an unnaturally powerful Ramuh attack, and only Dagger can summon Ramuh. Like, Carbuncle appears to be summoned only by Aiko, and I think Fenrir is only Aiko. So we'll see where all that stuff goes. But yeah, like, if I'm understanding it correctly, we should have Ramuh should be like a much more powerful attack than it's supposed to be right now. So we'll see if we get any utility out of it in the future. So I'm looking here. Bomb, you'll see. Okay, so there's... We will get an opportunity to save the game. I think we just have a bunch of plot coming right now. There's one treasure, and it doesn't look like we can avoid getting it. We were told specifically to avoid... Got an enemy that inflicts sleep. Silence and gradual petrify. Oh. Okay. So, Loudmouth might be useful, but I guess I took that off of Vivi. I might want to give it back. So he's got Loudmouth, and she should have Loudmouth, right? No, she doesn't. So we have nothing that we don't care about body temp with this particular set of enemies. I don't know how much we really care about half MP, but oh. So, Steel Gill... I don't know that we care about Loudmouth with him. He doesn't even have Loudmouth, does he? He can get Jelly, though. I'm willing to lose something up here. Beast Killer. It's us against them. I will give him Jelly. He has Return Magic, which I did see in action. It's kind of interesting. If he gets hit with a magic spell that is castable by our characters, he casts it back automatically. It doesn't cost him any MP, but also he has a pretty poor magic stat, so it's not really that useful. It's just kind of interesting. I'll throw it on a save. I know this is silly, but just in case we don't have to go through all of that menuing again. Alright, so we've decided to go to the Aoife tree because we were basically waiting to see if Kuja's going to show up.
There's still a little mist, but at least there's no more coming out. That must mean Kuja isn't here yet.
I guess they're assuming if Kuja comes back, he can make the mist restart. Oh, what? I say, what happened to the mist?
We beat the beast that breeds it. So much for the Mist Continent. Now the Mist Continent will be destroyed.
No more mist? Guess that's a good thing? Pretty sure that everyone from the Mist Continent actually doesn't like mist, but they must possess incredible powers to accomplish such a feat. Zidane, there's a silver dragon. Does that mean anything to you?
It's him. He flew from the ruins of Brumacia riding a silver dragon.
He rides a silver dragon.
It's Kuja, all right. And he's riding that dragon, like I just said.
Got sweet theme music, too. Now, hold on. Collect myself for a minute here.
Oh, how I've longed for this day.
See, I gave Boss from Atelier Rizza, like, in my mind, there's a slight distinction between the Cao P voice from Dynasty Warriors 5 and the Liquid Snake voice, but they're close, and the Liquid Snake voice is just better. Oh, not that there's any reason for you to read anything into Kuja having the Liquid Snake voice when Zidane. Never mind. Sorry, let's move on.
The day I might finally cast away this mask to reveal my true self. Those poor fools, all believing that I'm actually Master Miller. They're the only ones who don't know. Now it no longer matters if the Aoife tree is liberated. It means nothing to me. The tree is so beautiful. Its beauty becomes the great mother tree that lives among the stars. Silver Dragon, let us watch the drama unfold from the trunk of Aoife. No one shall interrupt us there. Who do I want to take with me to fight Kuja? Oh, go to menu. So right now we don't really have a way. I mean, we could bring in, only reason to bring in Dagger actually would be because I'm curious to see the damage of one of her spells. The Ramuh summon. And she is now behind everyone else in level. Alright, I'll tell you what, let's actually remove the gear from Aiko. And bring her in, after all. I think we're up to Lamia's, Tiara, Magic Armlet. I mean, I'm pretty sure we want the exact same gear. I don't think having this equipped does anything to Ramuh. I think it's just having them in the inventory. So the Chusha, at some point I checked and it... Oh, look again. Why not? Why not just waste all the time in the world? The Kachusa... Pearl Roge, Magic +2, Spirit +4. A Kachusa, Speed 1, Magic 2, Spirit 1. That's why I think I'd been using it. Because it's got... It's giving 4 instead of 6. But speed and spirit are both going to be useful for her. And it's also doing speed. Her speed isn't that high. Honestly, though, Pearl Roge, Magic +2, Spirit +4, that's pretty damn good. The Glass Buckle the boys keep using is Strength 1, Magic 1, Spirit 2. Extension is Strength 1, Magic 2, Spirit 1. Kachusa is the only one of these really high-end ones that does much with speed. I think that's why I liked it. But Pearl Roge, Magic 2, Spirit 4. I'll go with Kachusa for now. I mean, I guess I could just... I mean, her speed is comparable with everyone else. And they're getting the buckle, which doesn't give them speed, though. Alright, whatever, we're going with this. Well, I don't know if that's the best weapon for her to be using at all. I get just it restores HP, though, so she won't be using it. But we're fighting the undead, so it actually will be useful here. Alright, alright, I'm just wasting so much freaking time now. Loudmouth and Jelly. I guess she looks like she was already decked out for this place anyway. I suppose if I could get auto haste, that would be nice. Nothing here is causing confusion. What is going on over here? Thought I saw, like, there's a little bit of yellow over there that I thought was maybe something to interact with. Whatever. Oh, it's a flower. I wasted a lot of time in that setup, sorry. But I think we will get a save before we get into, like, the real end of the whole thing sequence. Because, yeah, this is about to be a pretty big plot point, what's about to happen, I think. I don't really know exactly what's happening next, but I think it's kind of a big deal that we're about to face off against... I want to see what summoning Ramuh does, hit point damage-wise.
But we won't get to, because the counterattack killed it. Alright, we'll level up for her. Got a Peridot that we don't need. I guess those guys drop Peridots too.
We'll pass the trunk if we go any farther.
Luckily, we don't have to worry about who's in our party for dialogue purposes. It's only who's in our party for combat purposes that we're controlling.
Kuja went down that trunk.
Say, Zidane, how are we gonna get up there?
Can't we climb there?
That seems like a bit of a climb. Not to mention, you're coming up the trunk, and then you have this huge horizontal, like the floor of what appears to be a giant treehouse at the top of the tree. Not me. I mean, yeah, you climb to that, and suddenly it's like, how are you supposed to get around? You know what I mean? Like, you're climbing a trunk, and then there's this big flat horizontal canopy that you're underneath.
Me neither. All right, fine. We'll switch you out of the party. It'll be me and Amaranth and Dagger.
I don't think I can either. I don't think Amaranth and Zidane can, to be perfectly honest.
We came all this way. Now what?
What's to say, what's the problem? You should just go by yourself.
We gotta go face Kuja together. Or at least 4 of the 5 of us do.
How did this wimp end up beating me?
Whoa, hey. Hey, Amaranth, watch where you're walking.
You almost knocked me down.
Yeah, the whole point of my character is that I'm a douchebag. He who hesitates is lost. You'd best remember that.
Well, I prefer my way or the highway.
Well, I don't remember where he who hesitates is lost comes from, but my way or the highway clearly comes from the film Roadhouse. Whatever, like you actually have a plan.
Oh yeah, Smarty Pants, don't forget you're the one that lost to Zidane.
Shut up, Brant.
A plan, huh? That's right, Amaranth. You owe me one, remember? It's payback time.
Shoot. Yeah, he gives you a gun and begs you to shoot him.
There's some Gargant grass around here, so Gargant can't be far. I want you to catch one for me. Then we can all get on and ride to the top.
Why should I do all that when I could just take the kids up myself?
Huh?
How'd I ever let this dimwit beat me?
Hey, whoa.
He sure has spirit.
No, he's just kidnapping those two.
All right, Dagger. I'll just carry you piggyback.
Huh? Hey, Zidane, wait just a... Wait, why am I talking like Aiko?
Hey, Zidane, wait a stop.
The weak lose their freedom to the strong. Such is the way of the strong, and it is the providence of nature that only the strong survive. That is why I needed strength. I learned of powers that would daunt even him over 10 years ago.
And by him, of course, he means Big Boss.
Such a long time. Now my forces are ready to strike. Ah, the suspense is terrible. So they've come this far, have they? Perfect. I'll warm up on them until the elephant lady shows up.
Why doesn't it ever get to use Ramu after I went to, like, all that time to switch Dagger into the party?
Thanks, Amaranth. Thanks for getting those kids up here in unseen action.
How is he climbing with them hanging on to him? I mean, whatever. Like, none of that seemed particularly plausible to me. And now we're even. I'm leaving the party forever. Show me what you guys can do.
There's Kuja.
Yeah, get ready, guys.
Well, I can't really save here, but we are at the end of a video. I guess I'm just... if I don't remember to continue the next time we play, I guess I will have to off-screen my way through a little bit of combat. But, yeah, I mean, between me just wasting time talking around, we only managed to get to this point. But, you know, I don't know if this is a spoiler or not, but if you're thinking about this game in terms of discs, our big disc 1 climax was chasing Queen Braun down to Burmecia. If this walkthrough can be trusted, I'm pretty sure we're about to get to disc 3. So, does it really make... This is a 4-disc game, as Final Fantasy 8 was before. I can't remember how many discs Final Fantasy 7 had on the PS1. So we're kind of, roughly speaking, halfway through the game, except not really, because disc 4 is always short. But yeah, like, if we're halfway through the game, do you think we're about to defeat Kuja once and for all? Well, either we will or we won't, and it'll happen next time. See you then.